talking with the seniors like you. So today I'm going to talk about Information Technology Act 2000. So before we get into the actual uh, act enactment, 1 minute, Tangachan sir, are you recording this?
Yes. Recording. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, I would like to have understanding about the audience. How do you how do you look about the international internet protocols and all that? So can we launch a poll, Tangajan sir?
Yes. Already launched.
Yeah. Please fill up the poll and there are and click submit so that we get your answers.
I think my friends can see the polls. It is there. Yes, they are doing.
Yeah. Once you
Uh-huh.
click submit, it will close by itself.
Yes. Now I can see 8 persons have submitted.
You just keep, you have to
Yes.
wait for others to do it.
Yes. Out of 24, only 11 has voted now. Yes.
There are just 7 questions. You can just scroll down and then click the multiple choice and then click submit.
Yes. Now it is already 19. 21. 23. Yes, finished.
Okay.
Let me
Can
let
we
me
have the
end the poll.
results? No. Can we see the results?
Results. I cannot see where should I where from where
You
I will get.
click polls.
Shall I end the polling?
Yeah, you end poll. End poll.
Yes. Yes.
Then you'll see display.
Share results. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So now we have the results of the poll. Like it's 186% who use, almost everybody uses a mobile device. Credit card, debit card, A very very negligible amount of people does, so just 7% of us use debit card and credit card. Social media, yeah, everybody uses it. Have you done any internet banking online? It's like 71% of us have done some internet and online banking, and 14% have not done any internet banking. How any online shopping? It's like 150%, and 14% they have not done, and 21% sometimes they do it. Okay. Paying bill online, majority of them have are paying their bills online, and 21% they are not, they're just not conventional methods. And sometimes, like maybe the COVID has made them to use the online payment, so that is 100%. Watching movies online, that's 120%. 21% people use majority of us, it's equally uh, no from many, that's. And sometimes also few people watch. uh, have you accessed YouTube? Yeah, YouTube most of us have accessed, and it's still surprising to see some of us have not used YouTube. That's no there, 14%, surprisingly close. What does this poll tell us? The poll tells us that we are using internet, we are in the cyber world. Our activities in the cyber world or the internet is regulated and controlled or guided by the Information Technology Act. The Information Technology Act is the enactment which was because of the India had signed the ancestral trade laws. Let's go back to the history of why and how we got this Information Technology Act. The United Nations Commission on International Trade Law uh, in December 1996 they decided they need a international trade law, and there was an resolution passed. In that resolution, countries who signed the memorandum had to make laws regarding the international trades, accepting electronic commerce and all these things. So as it the days passed, there was more electronic commerce, that is internet trading and commercial activities going on the net. So there was a necessity to bring about a uniform standard of trade and commerce throughout the world, because the world has shrunk by because of the internet. It's a very small world in the cyber net. So I mean there needs to be a uniform regulation for promoting e-commerce and trade. So that is why the model law was drafted by the United Ancestral, and India is one of the signatory of the model law of trade and commerce. So one of the conditions of the model signatories to the model law, the countries, is that they should have their own enactment in their own countries. They should have their own laws to guide and regulate the electronic transactions in their country. So, because of that, India was made to bring about this act. This was a comprehensive act, but when we initial act was passed in 2000, but later there were so many changes and rules and regulations and notifications have come up, so it has become a wide enactment now. Just reading only the Information Technology Act 2000 is not be sufficient, because to get an complete knowledge about information technology, there is a huge number of rules and regulations and notifications that are to be read along with the Information Technology Act. Okay, this is the background of Information Technology Act. The Information Technology Act, as such, it is very small act. It just has few sections and uh, enactments. It was a very small one, right? It has 13 chapters and 94 sections. And if of those 94 sections, after the amendment and other alterations, about 24 sections were deleted. So it has only 80 sections around. So with this 80 sections, is it possible, do you think, is it possible to control the entire activities on the net? It may not be. So there was a necessity to bring about guidelines and regulations and rules to enhance the uh, um, coordination and controlling the internet activities. Before we get into the act, we need to have a clear view of certain regular uh, phrases or words which we use in our daily life. For instance, confidentiality. Or what do we mean by confidentiality? You can just put your answers in the chat box if you can, so that I can just take it from there. Everybody can do use their chat box. Okay, those questions. I just don't want to do a lecture form of things, so that if we have an interactive session, it would be nice for everybody to gain more knowledge. Uh, what do you mean by confidentiality? I don't see any answers there. Maybe I'm breaking the model code here of doing presentation. George Marlowe has just to see our privacy is protected, nobody misuses it. I said confidentiality means Rajan sir has said means not to make public. Mr. Mithun Mugundan, personally identifiable information are not made confidential. Uh, and we get personal data which are not to be shared. Vinod Kumar relating to privacy. So confidentiality is basically is ethical principle, that intention to keep certain information restricted within a particular forum or a group or one person, right? So it is an ethical principle, just a principle where it is the information or data is kept with confined to a particular group or people. Okay, the next question is privacy. What do you mean by privacy? There are these words are very different, but most of us think that it is the same, right? Privacy. Can you just put it on the chat? What do you mean by privacy? See, let's do it quick. At least few of you could answer it very quickly. We'll just move on very fast. Purely personal, limited to individual, something which is personal, fine. Personal matters like ours, our likes and dislikes. Keeping things restricted from public view as required. Yeah, fine. Privacy is actually the control we have over the information about ourselves. That is, there are three important elements there are in privacy. That is secrecy, anonymity, and solitude. The matter has to be kept secret. The data has to be kept anonymous, which this means that not being shared with others. And solitude, it is not shared. Okay, So right of privacy means, in as per our constitution, it has become a fundamental right, not as an absolute right, but subject to some reasonable restriction under Article 14, that is equality and the protection of life and liberty. And doing things in private, for example, uh, changing your clothes in private place or something like that, is controlled by the concept of privacy. Okay. The next question is secrecy. What do you mean by secrecy? There is a small difference between privacy and secrecy. So I just want you to know what is secrecy. Yeah, I'll just go ahead. The privacy is the thing that things that we want to keep to ourselves. Yes, very good. uh, that is privacy, the things we want to keep ourselves. That what differentiate between privacy and secrecy is that in in secrecy, the information or data is deliberately not shared. It is kept away from being shared with anybody else, right? An example for secrecy is that uh, Jack forged his documents, or Tommy concealed the vital information, or all statements about secrecy that has been deliberately not shared with others. Okay, so that is privacy. Then the next aspect is security. Security, what do you mean by security? Security is means the ability to communicate and store data or information without being monitored or violating, or any violation, and at the same time protecting it. There are so many aspects on this because it has to be without being monitored. Normally when we say security, in our mind we think that it is being watched or monitored. Okay, so in this aspect of information technology uh, world, we should take it as that the information that is being secure without anybody watching over it, or violating the protection that is being given to it. So that is what is security. So why I just wanted to give you these words is that, and one more word I just want to add is this privilege. Privilege is a legal concept, right? It is a duty or the right which somebody gets, or an access, or um, an ability to do something special from others that differentiates them. So these words like confidentiality, privacy, secrecy, security, and privilege are very, very important in the field of information technology, because the information which we that is being there in the form of a voice, or in the form of a text, or in the form of an image, is called data. Those data are supposed to be kept confidential, and some data are kept private, some are needs to be secure, privacy needs to be maintained, and some needs to be given some privileges to access that data. So these different aspects we need to understand clearly before we get to the act. See, as far as the Act is concerned, the majority of the sections, the chapters deal with the procedures of how it should be done, what are the things that are to be done. For example, the chapter 1, that is most interesting, I would like to, mostly we skip when we take the first chapter. We'll just say like it's only the short title and commencement, we will just skip it, and then we'll move on to the second section, that will be the definition. But as far as the Information Technology Act is concerned, it is very vital that we look into the first section, short title and extension. Okay, because the jurisdiction, the cyberspace, the jurisdiction, being lawyers, whatever the case may be, first comes to our mind is the jurisdiction. In what jurisdiction I should file this case? Within what jurisdiction this will lie? So we need to fix the jurisdiction there. That is why the law enforcement jurisdiction is being prescribed there. In most of the laws, what we see is that jurisdiction is fixed with the excluding Jammu and Kashmir, right? Here in Information Technology Act, it shall extend to whole of India, right? There is no exemption here for Jammu and Kashmir. Why there is no exemption? Not just because of our amendment, but because the jurisdiction here means the entire world, the entire cyber world. So that is why there is a uh, very clear definition saying it applies to entire India. So when we have file a complaint, or when there is a uh, misuse of any internet access, then the jurisdiction will lie in India if the computer or the server or the network which is in India, if they are not India but it is accessed in India, we can file it here, even though the computer or the other things are in abroad, in any other country. So we are not restricted that somebody from Nigeria or somebody from Australia, somebody from some other country has initiated certain things. Mostly we will get spam mails, right? um, in those spam mails, we will there will be an offer saying that we have 500 crore rupees that in our account, we would like to give you those accounts money, please take this, or such kind of enticing mails we will be spammed all over. If you see, those mail originates from a different country, but the person receiving it will be from India. So the person receiving those mails can file a cyber complaint in India. So the jurisdiction, uh, just a minute, just a minute. Um, yeah, so that's why we get the jurisdiction. Uh, and after the jurisdiction, then comes the section 2. The section 2 is an elaborate one wherein it defines every step, every word in the internet world. So, starting from access to describing what is data and how it is to be done, and all these things are explained, defined in the act. Then we can the entire second the first chapter is over with the short title and definitions of the terms that are in the act. And chapter 2, it talks about the digital signature and electronic signatures. That is section 3 and 3A. Only these two sections are being dealt with there in that chapter. Here they are describing about what is electronic signature and what is digital signature. But these electronic signatures and digital signatures are being regulated by the Information Technology Certifying Authority Rules, Digital Signature End Entity Rules 2015, Information Technology Use of Electronic Records and Digital Signatures Rules 2004. The what does the section 3 and 3A talk about in IT Act? Section 3 and 3A describes that mm, the electronic signature is reliable and how it can be created and in what context it can be used. What is the data and control that has? The alter what are the conditions wherein it will be accepted as the legal as far as the digital electronic signatures are concerned. If the electronic signature, when somebody signs an electronic signature through their mail or or through any other means, like if we sign the courier and they give us one device and we sign it with the pen stylus, okay, that is also electronic signatures. Electronic signatures. So those signatures, what do we need about them? What we need to be careful about them is that the context where we are required to sign that, and what is the data that is involved that is requesting us to sign that, and is there any alteration, or is there, if there is an alteration, can I check the alteration? Do I have control of the document that is required to be signed? So all these things come under this electronic signature. Only if I have control over the document which I sign. See, most of us, we don't realize, even the person who delivers gas cylinders to their houses, nowadays they get an electronic signature sometimes when we pay money. But do we look into the device and see what it is there and for what purpose we are doing? We just take things for granted, like, it is for the gas only. No, he had delivered the gas, so let me go ahead and sign it, and they sign it. But we need to check there our gas bill number there. There are actually a consumer number there, and the time of the delivery, the amount which is reflected there, is it equal to the amount which we have paid, or is it showing less? We have to clarify that and then sign it. Okay. And even the same thing, like in when you go to a petrol bunk and we fill the gas there, petrol or diesel there, we swipe a card, right? How many of us take a bill? Yeah, just if you can just raise your hands or put in the chat box. uh, how many of us? It is estimated that not always that's the answer I get. But the thing is, we need to get two bills for that. One for getting the buying the petrol or diesel, and another bill for just swiping your card there. In that bill, it you have to get you the information of your card details will be there. If you swipe your card and you don't take your bill, you're giving your personal information or data to them, just free. You have broken your own privacy there. Your confidentiality has vanished there. See, today we do not need, in today's world, we do not need extra technical knowledge to hack somebody or to make a fraud, or do something extraordinary to get details about others and to do financial crimes, because we are already giving the required information to them. All it requires is little social engineering. What I mean is social engineering is that, see, suppose a person, for instance, suppose a person has a Facebook account or a other social media account. What they do is they get our names, our personal names, our father's name, our mother's name, sometimes whatever your spouse's names. They get your date of birth, right? Fine. There you have given one part of your personal data. The next part, in your bank or other places, or if you forgot your password in any Facebook or any other website which you, they will ask you standard questions. like what is your first school you attended, or your best friend's name, or the pet name, your nickname, or your spouse's name. Have you ever realized all of them are similar? Because it is standard set of questions which are your personal data which nobody else knows. Yeah, you think that, but your friend knows about it, your neighbor knows about it, your colleague knows about it, and now you are in social media. Everybody who is in touch, in connection with you, knows that. So they got everything. Then when you use your when they use it in their online banking or online transaction, now they before and all we used to have the scams like saying like you have to give a call to them, get the details and all that. Now it has been far superior. They just give a missed call. You don't even have to pick up the missed call, or they make you give a missed call and they'll pick up the missed call. Sometimes it is like they will call you as though impersonate, like I'm calling from the bank, some CBC bank or some bank like that, and they'll I'm calling from the customer care and they will ask us details. So we will happily, because they will say if you don't update your account now it will be deactivated. Even though we have very meager account that is below our balance, required balance also, we will be very happy to update our account details with the customer, so called customer care person. So what the customer care person will do is that you will get your PAN card number, your account number, and all those details. Please verify all this. He will say, and he will give you all those details. Now you have given the third part of your account, the account details, the PAN number, everything. Now he has made a call to you. So you are doing an online transaction with your mobile. So the mobile stores your password and yeah, card details there. So from that, from within, while you are talking to him, he will take all that from the mobile, and now he has got complete details: your phone number, your PAN card, account number, and every your father name, mother name, date of birth. They will go into the internet banking, they will just fill it up. If they don't have the password also, they will put forget password, and they will go into get, they will be prompted of asking other ways, even Google also. If you forget password, they will ask you to send a OTP in your mobile. If you don't have an OTP, try other means, try a mail, because we can have an access to your mail. So try a mail, try another method. So if they keep trying another method, because they already know your email ID also, they will go there, look into the email ID, create a new password, go back, put the password there, lawfully take the amount. What you will get is that you will get a message after that. But nowadays the bank is not sending messages regularly on time. So maybe if they take the money in the morning, you will get the message in the evening that so much amount has been taken from your account. And the best part of what they are doing is that when somebody takes the amount like this for making a fraud in online, they don't keep it to themselves, to their account. They give it out to different accounts so that it dissipates. You are not able to trace the amount where it went. How do we trace this? That is a interesting part where we called is IP address. Like what you have in your mobile devices, uh, IME number, it is like the same way you have a IP address here. Every device that is connected to the internet gets a number called IP address, that is internet protocol address. In the internet protocol address is very unique. Every time you type some, you give access, you disconnect and type, you will get a different number. If you have four more devices at home and the four devices have internet connection, you will have four different IP address for them. The people who are doing this kind of a fraud or misrepresentation, mostly they will go in for an advanced level of onion routers of IP address. So the IP address will be like it will change every time. Very often it keeps changing. It is like an onion. When you remove one peel after the other, you will not get anything. Finally, you will not be able to trace the ultimate IP address. So that is why it goes non-traceable. So these things, the data, that is what I'm telling you, the data which we which we consider to be very personal, we have already shared there in the cybernet. So it is there in the net for access. Only it requires is a social engineering. So coming back to chapter 4, uh, chapter 4 is about e-governance, that is legal recognition of records, right? There is an exception for this, like in e-governance, like you can't do a will, you can't transfer a property, immovable property, you can't do it, you can't get a notarized online. So all these things cannot be done. So there is an exemption which certain documents cannot be done, certain transactions cannot be done, because they lost statutes that it requires physical presence in a particular registrar office or institution to go and do it. So, and the legal recognition is given to all the records, that the data that is being there. All our computer or devices which we use are a part of the internet, and the information which we type are data. Just keep remembering that, because when we say data, we should not think just as it is a only a text form. It can be text, voice, image, anything it can be. Okay. um, Section the chapter 4, 4 deals with the legal recognition of electronic signature. Because of this, there was an amendment in the Indian Evidence Act. Information Technology Act has made it possible for changes in other acts subsequently, like the Indian Evidence Act, wherein the electronic data and electronic evidences, electronic signatures have been accepted. Okay, so these electronic signatures that are there. Now coming, just giving you a small example of electronic signature. See, we are just doing a search, Google search, right? Any search engine, yeah, Internet Explorer, Microsoft, whatever search engine might be, we just go and search for a website. In that website, when we are reading those website, you will get one note at the bottom of the website, or in the middle of it when we are reading. There are cookies attached to it. Kindly accept to go forward. So what do? We click that. It's called click wrap signature. You accept by the click, and that click itself is your signature. That is also considered valid. Every time you click that signature, your IP address, your geo positioning, where you are, that IP, by the IP address, they fix your geo positioning. Whether you have enabled your geo positioning or not, it will automatically take the geo positioning, and it will fix it that such and such person from this area, they have accessed this internet at this point of time. So that is kind of a signature which we can see, but we have hardly realized by click also we can sign, right? And the courier boys or the cylinder or the delivery things, we get an acknowledgement, we sign, that is also a regular signature. Most of the government offices which we see, they have a biometric signature. That is a higher version of than the digital signature. Digital signature is much more higher version than the electronic signature, for two reason is that it is created with a private key and a public key. See, there is a controlling authority, competent authority, who controls the digital signatures. They issue digital signature certificates also. The government of India, they have a separate organization to control and guide issue certificates for digital signatures. If somebody wants a digital signature, they have to apply to that of authority, and get give a model signature, give their personal details, everything, and get their signature recognized and certified as the proper digital signature, and have it. Nowadays, they give you a digital signature in a form of a pen drive also. You can pay and get a pen drive. Whenever you want to put your digital signature, you can insert your pen drive in the device and then click it. Your signature will appear in the place where it has to be placed. So in that way, digital signature will be there. What is the best part? The other part is the using it with the Aadhaar related thing. The you with the Aadhaar card number, the digital signature, public key and private key will be enabled. So when you enable the public key, there are two keys. I said public key is the key which you can share it with others. See, I want to send a mail to George Marlowe, sir. So I want him to sign that document. So what I say get is a digital signature, and I guess have a public key and a private key. I give that public key, that is a code number. It's just a code number. I share that code number to George Marlowe. What he will do is he will use that code number, and he will open that mail and see that document, and he will sign there. And he, after signing, he will send it back to me, and I will just receive that mail, and I will put my private key code number there and open it and see whether Mr. George Marlowe has tried to do some correction in the document, or has he attempted to tamper the document, or is it his original signature, or anything like that. All those details I can get it from there. When did he sign? Where did he sign? His geo positioning, timing, everything I can get from that. And I accept that signature, and ask the I submit it again, and the certifying authority will give me a certificate certifying that this signature is valid. So that is the certificate, digital signature certificate is a valid evidence in court of law. This is how is digital signature. It is little complicated, but it has been made little easier by service providers like PDF Sign, Zoho, or then Nitro Sign, and all that. They are doing it. Some of them are doing it with electronic signature, wherein they get your signature done there. You don't have to apply for the authorities and all that. But some of them, like PDF Sign and all, you get an authentication certificate that it is being done by so and so at this place at this time, right? So that is the difference. The next part is that why it is difficult to manipulate or tamper with the digital signature is that it is designed with the two things. That is, it has algorithm that is a calculation by, it's a coding, mathematical coding, which transforms the letters or alphabets to numbers, and those numbers are added to an hash number. That is another algorithm. So this algorithm, it is all in prime numbers. So even it is very difficult for the computer to regenerate the same number, because it is in prime numbers, hash prime numbers. That is why it is difficult to crack a digital signature. So the next form of the with the advanced technology is the biometric signatures. The biometric signature is that wherein your fingerprint or your iris, that is your eyes, are captured, because they cannot be manipulated. When they take that, it is also recorded that the impression, the pressure which you put on the machine device, then the time, how many minutes or seconds you take to press it, or how many minutes you take to focus on the your eyes on that, all that is calculated. Okay, so that makes you an authentic, gives you an authentication that is you who have done the signatures there. So now technology is advancing every day, evolving every day, and every day we need to get ourselves updated. So even in the stylus, originally with the pen which we use in with comes with our mobile phones and smartphones and all that. Originally, it was used only to check our to do some writing or designing or something. Now, with the same stylus, little advanced technology, the time, the pressure, the pattern of the signatures which you are doing or the work you are doing is being analyzed. If somebody is going to fake your signature with the stylus, who has practiced your signature, but they are doing it with the stylus, but the way they did it, where they stopped, where they started, and how they do it will not be the same way like you do it. The pressure which you put in the pen is also differs. So when they calculate all this and they correlate with your signature, it will definitely vary if somebody manipulates. That is another advanced technology. All these things are being regulated by the Digital Signature Certifying Authority. So the service provider, most of the service providers get it done. But how do we check if these service providers are real or they are faking, right? Have you ever come across, if you have just googled like customer care, say for example, you are looking for an LG customer care, or best brand Sony customer care, or any other brand, the known brand customer care. If you click search for customer care, you will get three or four website in the same name saying custom with the brand name and customer care. How is it possible? When you click those customer care and see, the pages will be similar. The pattern of the pages will be similar. For a common man, it might look similar, but if you look keenly, it is not the same. There are so many fake people who are coming up saying like customer care. They are using the name customer care of the branded companies, and they are doing a private service providing. So some of the original customers are enticed or being misled to go to those customer care and register their complaint for services. Those services are very costly, and they are not reliable. The branded company will not accept those customers. There's a question that has come up saying, is this what they call is encrypted? Encryption is that what you upload in computer language is encryption. Okay, what you decrypt is what is being displayed in your computer is decryption. What you upload and what you get it back. So the hashtag and the other things, that is you have, they have encrypt. That is what how they create it. That is a language, computer language, that is the means that is being said. And the entire section 4 talks about how do the records being done. The important section there is the called section 8, which deals about e-gazettes. Earlier, when we wanted a gazette, we had to go to the gazette office or go to a public library and get it. But nowadays we have e-gazettes on our platforms, and we can just, at the ease of our home, we can just sit and go through all those e-gazettes, get our details whichever we wanted. This section 8 of the IT Act empowers them, authorize them to bring about e-gazettes. Okay. uh, and at the same time, if everything is going to be online, some people who don't want to do it online, they want to do a regular thing, so they should not be compelled, isn't it not? So there, that is why we have section 9, which says you should not compel anybody to do it only with e-form. You should have other alternatives of doing it. That is why if you see in your e-forms and all, wherein you want to fill something, you want to ask for a favor, for some acts to be done or complaints to be given, they will tell you, at the end with the star mark they will put saying like, you can fill the e-forms and submit it. Otherwise, there is another option of sending it by register post, which may take little longer. That is what we'll say. As soon as we say the words little longer, we get perturbed, we get so agitated, we want to do it everything at in a high speed. So what we just, no, I just go fill it online and we'll fill it online. So that is one way of making us do it online. And it also, the section 4 talks about our all these acts about what can be done with the signatures and all this. uh, then next interesting, the section 5, the secure electronic records. How it should be kept secure, what is the password that needs to maintain, how do we keep our passwords. Coming to that, most of us give share our mobile phones with our children, spouses, friends, family, relatives, or even unknown people who just wanted to have a call. Sir, I just want to make a call, my phone is dead, or I don't have a phone, can you help me out. We just give them their our phone. Use it, it's not a problem. They will just make one call and give it back to you. Fine. That one call is enough. He will give you a missed call to his number, and he will take all the your personal details. This is what we should understand. Our mobile phones, we are storing everything. Whether we store it or not, the mobile phones records this. They are smartphones. That is why they are called smartphones. The smartphones, most of us we would have downloaded apps to our smartphones. How many apps do we have? Approximately, do you think? At an average, most that is in India, at an average, everybody downloads about 10 to 15 apps to their uh, smartphones. If you download, and when you want to download your app, what do? You go to Google Play Store or other Play Store and get it download. Those Play Stores, that is a bigger issue of how to promote those apps. That is a bigger issue going on there, marketing those issues. But when you download there, what will you ask for? I want a free app. Everybody wants a free app. So what we will do, we will choose for a free app and we will get the free app, right? The app developer, the company, their livelihood is based on that app. And why are they giving you free? And how are they able to thrive? We are not thinking about it. We are just thinking, oh, that app's come free to me, so let me take that app and use it, and it is user friendly, it is very useful for me, so I am using it. Okay, fine. But what do that app do? When you download it and install, it will ask you permission to access your camera on the mobile smartphones, permission to access your contacts, and geo positioning, Google positioning maps. It will activate maps, and it will activate your access to other details. Okay. Initially, we would there was about a year or so back. It was just one general format, accept the conditions. It was not specifically stated what kind of permissions are required. Then there was a litigation stating that these data were taken out from me without my consent. So the companies were made to get a specific consent for each thing. Nowadays, that is why you get so many questions every time. You say, can I allow access to camera? Yes. Then again, next question comes, access to contacts? Yes. Access to your maps? Yes. Right. Access to your other things? Yes. Your pictures? Yes. Gallery? Yes. All these things we give yes. Only then it will start working. Otherwise, it will say, no, no, I will not work. So what do? Why do they need to access our gallery, our data, our photos, or our contacts? All those things are marketing for them. They collect all those data and they sell it to the marketing people, who service providers, who are in request of that. For instance, if you want to just try it after this webinar also, just switch on your mobile phone, your internet, activate your internet and then keep it there, or make a call to somebody, say like, I'm thinking of flying to Delhi or Calcutta, but I think I have a difficulty in getting a flight, or the flight is very costly. Approximately within 15 or 20 minutes, you will get ads regarding that flight details. Make my trip, go on a trip, and all those companies they will get. How do they know that you need that ad there? And particularly Delhi, particularly Mumbai, the place you are because it is listening. It is always listening to what you are talking, right? So these providers they will give it, market it to the provide service providers there, and they will send it to these kind of people, variety of people who are picking up those marketing words and selling, catering to the person whoever needs it, and they use them. Okay. So interestingly, last time when we went to for a conference to Mumbai, some of my friends we wanted to book a flight together. So what we did, we were all searching together. At one point of time, within a span of 5 or 10 minutes, the flight cost increased to about 1,000 rupees to 5,000 rupees, 6,000 rupees. How did this happen? Because my phone calls they are tracking, and the other person, the other end, the other person is also being tracked. My WhatsApp conversation is also tracked, and others also is tracked. So they know there is a two three people looking out for the same ticket, and they want to go together in the same flight. So there is a demand. So demand and supply, there is an increase in price. So this is how we are being manipulated. So we get all those details from there. That is what is I was just trying to say. We need to keep it very secure and safe. If you're going, that is why it is advised that please do not take your smartphones to your private rooms. Please do not give it to your smaller children who cannot handle them, right? Just for nowadays it has become a fancy, just to make the children eat, or very very small children, 3 year 4 year 5 year old, they are being given with the mobile phone. You just look at the mobile phone, by the time I'll feed you, you can eat it. Okay, you will finish your food. The mother wants the child to have their food fully. That is all is required. She does not bother what the child is doing. The child will be watching share chat or other thing, and or YouTube games or whatever it is, and it will eat. It will not consciously eat what it is eating. It is not at all good hygiene. We should know what we are eating, chew our food, concentrate on food, and eat. That is what is health. What the doctors say. And when the child uses a mobile phone, the camera is on, the voice is on. The 1 year old, 2 year old, you're just giving them the camera and telling them, don't make your dress dirty. I'll just remove your dress. We'll wear another dress later, or I'll just give you this just this small apron on top. You wear this, or you change the dress because they have spilled the thing. It is all recorded there. They are the marketing and valuable images in the bar market today. These children images are being bought with very very perverse things to be done. You can't imagine, very small child from 1 year 2 year to 10 years is the highest commodity. Pictures are there, they are the source for it. We have to accept it is a bad side of the cyber world. So giving a mobile phone to small children is also very, need to be very cautious about it. And now chapter 5 says about the signing it secure. So I have already told you, like, we need to be very careful on what we sign and how do we sign all these things. So when we are on a commercial transaction, one important note I want to say is that when we fill up the our card details and all these things, there, have you just seen a small box at the bottom of it saying that remember my card details? Okay, we are so lazy sometimes, we just stick that box saying you remember because I keep doing a lot of transaction. Now why do I need to type every time the numbers? Okay. uh, So we just ask them to remember our names. What happens? You are consciously giving them the right to access your credit card and your CVV number there. So that we should and not check that box. You should leave it unchecked. They should not remember. Every time you need to type it. And the same thing, your computer or the Google or any other thing which you are saying, it is auto, they will remember automatically. When you start typing it, there is a form saying your email address, name, and all these things. For attending a webinar, for instance, if you are saying, right, you have to fill the registration form. It will ask you the name. The same registration form will be for similar to many of the events. When you start writing your name, then comes your second name, your address, profession, and all these things. There will be an automatic prompt which is being already remembered there by the server. We should not allow the server to type it there. Automatic even if you disable that setting, it will come up again and again. You cannot disable that. It will come up again, and then it will try and to autofill this, but you need to do it yourself. If you autofill it, you are approving again and again that these are my personal details, and it is there in the cybernet, so somebody also can be used. So going to chapter 6, it's this chapter is entirely with respect to appointment of the controllers and other officers of the central government for controlling the digital signature and all these things, and functions like issuing certificate, certifying authority, recognizing, how do we recognize, and all these things are given in chapter 6, that is within 17, 18, and other things. And next thing is next chapter, license, and the same thing, license the service providers from the competent authority. People can, service providers can get a license to give you, like I said no, PDF sign, and other people, they get a license from the certifying authorities and provide us the platform to sign a digital signature. Okay, so those license and all these things are given in that section. Section 8, the certifying authority to issue certificates on application. What are the methodologies that has to be followed are given in that section. uh, it also includes the most important section in that chapter is that section 43A and 44. The 43 talks about the damages for the computer or computer system, right? By accessing it or tampering it or trying to upload, download, or extract copies, all these things without the permission is illegal. Okay. See, my friend has a computer next to me, his own device next to me, and he is accessing that. But I know his password, so I'm using it. I have not informed him. That is also illegal, right? That is prohibited. You are not supposed, we are not supposed to use somebody else's device without their permission, even though we know your passwords. Some people have the ability to guess their passwords of other people very easily. I don't know. They have a good algorithm on that. I don't know why. How they got it. I don't know. They will take that password in, and some of us are when we are in open, when we are using the device in an open network, we keep our passwords, user ID, in a small file on the desktop for easy access, because sometimes we forget. From there also it will be taken. So please do not keep it on your desktop or your computer. You can keep it somewhere else written down so that you can take it whenever it is required. So if somebody does that, the IT Act is also a hybrid act because it talks about compensation, a civil compensation, and also criminal imprisonment and fine, everything there. So it is a hybrid act. So in section 43A, a compensation for failure to protect the data. See, if you are in a company or a secure place wherein you are there, we are using that device in a college or a resource places, maybe in our clubs or bar association, we are accessing something. They are giving us security that the data, whatever we keep there, is personal and it will be protected there. But somehow it is being tampered means they are liable to compensate us. Okay, and the same thing, if we are providing data to the bank we will be giving for opening an account. But after opening an account, within a month or two, you will get calls from the same bank saying that, would you like to have a credit card? We said, I have never applied for a credit card. No, no, madam, sir, like we would like to offer this credit card because you are a customer of our bank. Uh, but how did you get my number? How did you get my data? That is a big question, because the bank shares the details from opening an account to another branch or a department saying that this person has opened an account, he does not have a credit card from our bank, so you take this data and use it for that. And the same thing will be shared to the loans department and other departments, insurance departments. So like this, it will be in the same bank only or the same insurance company itself, but it will be circulated away. That is also prohibited. Without your consent, they are not supposed to circulate that details also. But what happens is that when we sign our for opening of a bank account, what we do is we just stick the everywhere and sign everywhere and as agreeing to share our data with other departments in the same bank. We are not reading that. We should uncheck that. We should not allow them to use our data there. If that is the only drawback we get from the banks wherein they share the details. Here, the fine not exceeding 1,50,000 for each failure for not protecting it, and not file these things have to be done if frequently has to be maintained, right? Fails to maintain books or records means 10,000 every day till they continue to maintain. So it's a very huge fine that has been given. This compensation will be given to the person who has been affected. And it goes with the power of adjudication and all that, wherein it can go up to 5 crores. The whatever it be done is up the infringement and all the violations will go to the telecom appellate authority, which is that is the designated authority. They will take care, they will handle the cases. Okay, so they can handle cases up to 5 crores. Beyond 5 crores, it has to come to the high court jurisdiction. Below 5 crores, the civil court has no jurisdictions over it. So we cannot file it go before a civil court. So the appeals will go to them. And next chapter is chapter 10. That's the appellate authority, that is the telecom authority. Then coming to an interesting point wherein the act says it will appoint computer, the central government will designate and delegate powers to people, and it will appoint people competent authority for the customers in case of any infringement. They can to go and complain. The superintendent of police cybercrime branch is being given the designated authority uh, to receive the complaint. But the person not less than the rank of an inspector of the police uh, should handle the case, can take the receive the complaint and do it. So every state, every district, they have, suppose there is a cyber complaint which they want to give it, but they are in a rural place, then they can go to the district SP office, the inspector or any local branch, they will forward the complaint to that. And apart from that, there is an online cyber complaint portal there, wherein you can file your all your complaints there, and those complaints will be taken due care and investigated. And then chapter 11, chapter 11 is entirely deals with the offenses and punishments. Okay. Suppose somebody tampers, you have your all your documents and everything in your laptop. You are in a meeting, you're in a conference or something. Somebody comes in there and they just do something with your computer. They just want to have, sir, I just want to just check my flight delay, or I want my check this thing. Can I use your laptop? Yeah, fine, you can go ahead and use it. And they tamper your intentionally tamper your document, your device. So when you come back again to access your laptop, you are not able to use it. Yeah. And you are not able to do the presentation or the things which you really wanted to do. So in that case, in those cases, section 65 applies, and there is an imprisonment of up to 3 years, or with fine up to 2 lakhs, or both. Okay. Then computer related offenses under section 43, that is what I told you. Section 43 is very very important. That is, 43 is gives you a compensation. Okay. And also, with respect all these offenses that have been dealt there, can also be taken, simultaneous criminal complaints also can be done, and you can also file a compensation cases there also. So that fine will be up to 3 years, and imprisonment up to 3 years, and 5 up to 5 lakhs, or both. Okay. You just mostly we get in WhatsApp. Yeah. WhatsApp is one of the most uh, used platforms in the social media, right? And particularly Indians use the WhatsApp platform to the maximum throughout the world. Okay. There is no WhatsApp in some of the countries like China and all that, so they don't have an access, so we can easily overbeat them, and then be in the race, first in the race. After us, we are the maximum users here. That is why we are having lot of servers and all the things here. uh, if we are if sometimes we get some offensive messages over there. Offensive messages, it may be on person, religion, caste, creed, anything. Even abusive things can be there. What do? We just delete it and just leave it. That is what we do. Why don't we just give a complaint? It's a huge task to follow that, and take it up and just check who it is and go through it. Okay. If somebody says it's against national security, but still we just say, forget it, must be some fool doing that, so let's not, if somebody else will do it, then why should I do it? Somebody will take care of it, so I will not give a complaint. So I will delete it and I'll go off. So those offenses, there you get 3 years, up to 3 years imprisonment and fine also. And so there is a huge market in Chennai and in almost all the cities for stolen goods, particularly electronic goods. Some people prefer to go buy electronic goods there because it is very cheap. Either through the customs, they will say like it, we have got it through the customs, or we have, some people have, they have brought it from abroad and they are giving it off for some money. It was not stolen. All these things will be told to us. When we buy such devices, there are possibilities that those devices might have been stolen, right, and tampered, and it might have also hidden bugs in it to watch us. Okay, so those receiving those or buying those stolen things is also punishable, up to 3 years and 1 lakh, or both. Identity theft. This is also important thing. Section 66C, after the amendments, the 2008 amendment, all these things, 66A, B, C, D, all these things were added. Identity theft is that a person's identity is his personal data signature. If there is a theft of that, it is also punishable with 3 years and 1 lakh fine on or both. And it's like also impersonation to cheat, like saying that I'm so and so, I'm doing this, I'm like I'm the customer care, I am calling from the bank, and doing certain cheating or fraud is also punishable, and it is up to 3 years there, it is punishable with 1 lakh. Violation of privacy. See, we in India we don't have an exclusive act for privacy, right? In every act we will have, most of the act we will have one section dedicated to privacy. That is all. There is no consolidated one special act for privacy. So that is also a drawback in this cyber world. Here IT act brings in also privacy. In violation of privacy, it is up to 3 years with imprisonment or 2 lakhs or both. Okay. Next is that in a few years back, like unfortunately, the Kerala government's websites were hacked. Government website were hacked, and it was shut down automatically. Datas were stolen, and there was a lot of manipulation, and many things went on. And some of the other states also it has been done. I'm mentioning Kerala because this is from Kerala. That's what I'm telling you, Kerala. So what happened was the government agency, the cybercrime branch, they investigated it, and it started with an onion router and a bigger version technology, and they after investigation, it ended up with one of our neighboring country. The country has initiated an action against a against another country, a part of a state government, okay, infringing their data, their violation of their rules. Without any proper access or permission, they have entered, and they have destroyed, hampered all these datas there. So this kind of thing is called cyber terrorism. It is also called cyber war. Sometimes the one particular place will be taken, but sometimes it will take an entire group of section of people. Particular viruses or particular bugs will be embedded in particular uh, apps, right? Then those things will create a chain of reactions wherein most of the devices and data will be lost, and we'll end up with the total loss of data, and sometimes devices and network server breakdown also happens. Okay, those kind of offenses, it's life imprisonment is being awarded. Publishing or transmitting obscene materials, right? That is one of the major issue that is there in the internet. Whether we like it or not, some when we search something, some ads comes up there, or by some chance, sometimes it just pops in there, some kind of obscene pictures which we do not like to we do not want to see. So if we and sometimes it comes and gets itself embedded or landed in our computer, and it will pop up every time when you open your computer or your laptop or any device. So it happens. It happened in one kind of a bug virus that was implanted in a app. Every time you open or particular few sequence of photos will come up, you have to shut down, again restart the thing, and again do the go do the settings and change everything, but still you will know. When you switch off the internet also or data also, you will get the photos. So that was another important violation, whereas they are trying to bring about a publicizing the or transmitting obscene materials, wherein those kind of offenses, it has been people will not stop, might be the people who wrote this act thought that they will not stop with one incident of doing that way. So that is why they came out on first in conviction, it will be 3 years, up to 3 years, or fine with 5 lakhs. Then second conviction may be second or subsequent conviction up to 5 years and fine up to 10 lakhs. So they thought they will not do it again. And section 67A, sexually explicit act, that is voyeurism, or doing something sexual acts and all those pornographic videos and all these things, that or for that also, first conviction will be 5 years with fine up to 10 lakhs. Second and subsequent will be 7 years and fine up to 10 years, 10 lakhs. Interestingly, the entire act does not have a word of called women, right? In most of the special acts or acts, we will have uh, separate section saying for uh, securing, bringing in a secure place for women and children. But here, this act holds the gender as either men or women. It doesn't categorize like that, but it categorizes adult and child. So there is a special section for preventing the children being harassed or manipulated. So acts like that. See, there was this app that induced people to do certain things, like the one Blue Whale. There is a continuous, they get addicted to playing that, and it will prompt them to do something, and after doing that work they have to upload what they did, and then they can go to the next stage, then they do something, then they go to the higher stage. The same thing with the PUBG. That is another very very addictive game. In those games, recently I got in the COVID times, I got one complaint from my one very very learned friend of mine. uh, Her son, right, has used her card, her credit card, and he for 2 lakh rupees. She is not able to find what happened to that amount and anything. Initially, she came to me saying that this amount is missing from my account. The bank is not responding to it. What do I do? So when we went and checked it and investigated, talked about it and who used this card, where it was, and she said, "Fine. Last week I gave it to my son to go purchase provisions because in COVID times everybody is not going. He alone is going. So I gave it to him. He is in his ninth standard. He went and purchased the card and he is holding the card. He is an addict of the PUBG game. In that game, it's a war game wherein you need to purchase arms like guns, machineries, and all that. But you have to buy those arms for yourself, and you can share it with your friends and all. So he went and started purchasing for using that card. First for 10,000, 15,000, 5,000, like that he started. Then 50,000, 1 lakh. So finally it ended up with 2 lakhs. When he had done it for 1,000, 2,000, or 5,000, 10,000, she did not realize that. When it was a huge amount of 2 lakhs, she realizes a huge amount is being missed from her account, and that was COVID situation. She was not working, and her she had to live with her savings. In that kind of situation, she had saved the 2 lakhs to pay the school fees for that son and her daughter. That money he had taken and he has played with it. He will use the card and the OTP. He will take his mother's mobile, take the OTP, and then give the OTP number, and he will pass it on. Fine, it is done. So this kind of manipulating and making the children do this is also an offense, because they are minors. They are not supposed to handle all these things. Minors will not be given credit card or ATM card. Even if you open a minor account, they will not give you ATM account, ATM card. So these transactions by the minor has to be. Now what do we do? It takes a long process to go find out, get those things, because he has purchased it, used it through his mother's mobile, and everything is there. So there is a willful consent towards that. So it is very difficult to go back again saying my son was induced to do this. But still we can investigate and work on it, but they did not want to do it. So I just referred to a friend of mine who specializes on this to take up this case and do it well. So those kind of offenses is although there. Another incident is that using children for sexual explicit. So these thing is coming up more and more nowadays. Okay, so they are also punishable with 5 years for the first offense with 10 lakhs, and the second offense and subsequent offense is 7 years and 10 lakhs. So, but this, what does this depict? The culture, the failure, what we have, the failures that on us, how we have failed to inculcate, how we have failed to bring in or instill the ethics in our children or people in around us, right? We are not upholding that. It is a social responsibility that we should take, because we are not giving, we have not inculcated that, we have not passed on that to them, to make them realize that this is not correct, this is unofficial, this is illegal, this I should not take it because this is not my money, this is an obscene picture, I should not see this picture. Even if I like to see that, should not see that, it is wrongful. All these things we have failed to instill in them. When we have failed to instill in them, then we should take our responsibility for that, our share in that crime. So the social responsibility we should take. Then like preservation and retention by the intermediary. See, the intermediaries are the service providers who give. So if they retain some certain facts and all that and their information and they are not giving it back, so that is also punishable up to 3 years. Okay. uh, then there comes the controller, right? Certifying authority and all these things. We were telling you, like the signature, they will issue the signature license and all that. If they mm, cease to do the activity, or the license has been revoked, or some orders has been disobeyed, yeah, their orders, the license has been suspended, but they still use the license and issue digital signature or approve digital signature, then the imprisonment shall go up to 2 years, and fine up to 1 lakh. uh, this act also gives the power to intercept and monitor or decrypt, that is display, encrypt the information which is being uploaded there. You have to understand that to decrypt that. uh, those things can be done, the powers can be done, those powers have been delegated to the cybercrime superintendent of police, SPs. They can do that, and they in turn can delegate that power to the inspectors, not below the rank of inspectors. Okay, so in case they, that is how we just see, because of the delegation of powers only, when a crime happens, a normal theft happens, right? Or an accident happens, the inspectors, you could see the person investigating the crime, immediately they look out for a webcam or anything, any mobile devices that have been there, or somebody who had taken a mobile recording of the accident. People nowadays, people just don't go help the people who met with an accident. They are interested in taking the video of the accident and sharing it among the group and social media and getting likes. The number of likes is number of dopamine, so they get more happiness. So those devices, if they are looking out for those devices, suppose they are not able to get it, so somebody is sending a message through some mobile devices or internet devices, it has been say for instance some mobile devices service provider, maybe anybody, it can be Airtel, Vodafone, BSNL, VSNL, anybody can be. Through them, somebody, the third person is manipulating. How do I detect? The inspectors make a request to the service providers to check the traffic data that has been transmitted in their tower and their service, and then where it has reached, from where it has been originated, and all these things are tracked. The power to track, right, is being given, delegated, and it can be asked by the inspectors and superintendent of police to do that. Without giving them the delegation, I don't think it is possible nowadays to investigate any crime, leave alone cyber crime. Normal crime also we will not be able to trace. So that delegation of powers, and again sometimes some websites come with which are against our national integrity, or the very obscene, or very manipulating, or bringing in virus, worms, bugs, scooping, everything. All these things are there. If you just click into that website, then everything gets installed in your device. Those kinds of websites, it has been regularly monitored by the cyber branch, and they have the power to block that website. See, I own a website, nobody can control my website, because I have paid for the domain and I am holding the website with me. Okay, but how do you don't have a right to stop my website or block my website? How do I do it? That's a big question. So that is very very essential, that there must be a person, in case of any malpractice is being done, they should be able to stop it. So that is why the power is being given, right, to block any website for the public. Okay. The power to authorize and monitor collecting traffic data is delegated to the cybercrime branch. Next comes is the protected system. Like protected, what do you say by protected system? Protected system means any computer or device that is kept secure by means of a password, or password may be in numbers, numerical designs, dots, dashes, anything it can be. Secure pattern which is accessible only to the authorized person. Okay. So if I, even though I may know the password, or I have an access, physical access to the device, but I am not authorized to use my device. Okay. uh, I have my laptop in my office. My juniors do not touch my laptops. They are prohibited from touching it. I will ask them, do it in your laptop, get it done, or do it in the computer, the common computer we have it in our office, type it out in that, not in my laptop. If you, I'm not going to share my laptop with you. If you do it in your PC, I can just transfer it to my laptop. That is fine. I just want to keep my laptop secure. That is how it has to be maintained. Um, there is a national see, if we are doing so many, taking so many precautions to keep it safe, and then find out if there is any infringement and all that, but there must be an authority to control all this. No. So suppose they hack the entire system. See, the airport authority, the income tax, the e-governance, like the global e-commerce, everything depends upon this internet. Suppose somebody hacks this and everything comes to end. What happens? How do we become take a critical condition for landing and takeoff in the airport of the for the flights? Internet is very much required. Last year, there was a traffic halt in Europe. For one reason is that one of the employee in the airport authority, who was a service provider there, he had unauthorizedly used access the computer, and he tried to learn something. He ended up messing up with the computer. So there was a total crash down. For 3 days, there was no flight. Nobody could take off, nobody could land. What does that mean? The entire airport authority of over the world is interconnected. If this flight takes off from here at this time, at say about 10 p.m., it was expected to land in Delhi at 12 p.m. means 12 p.m. They must have a bay for the flight to go and land there. They must have a runway for the flight to land there. So there must be a traffic control over there. So all this is controlled by the internet. Okay, this people from the airport authority Chennai, and they will inform the Cochin airport, and they will inform the Delhi airport. Through all these places the flight is flying. Suppose at the same time one flight might be coming from Cochin to Chennai, which will be using the same runway. So I need to regulate these two flights at least for that 1 second. If you manipulate that, it is not just Cochin or Chennai or Delhi, it is throughout the world, because these are international airports. One flight is disrupted, the majority of the flights which are connected, interconnected, are disrupted. They are rescheduled. Sometimes we are made to sit in the airport for saying it is delayed, flight is delayed, rescheduled. Normally they will say it is weather problem. Even in sunny days they will say it is weather problem, because that way they can just give a, people will accept it and wait for it. Sometimes it is also a traffic problem, and sometimes it is manipulation. There will be also when VIPs are traveling now, very eminent people are traveling, people will be, airport authority will be doubly cautious throughout the world in the route which he is traveling, to make sure it happens in a smooth manner. Okay, so all these things, in India, everywhere there is an organization called Critical Information Infrastructure Protection. They do certain it is called CERT-in. CERTIN is India. Everywhere it will be CERT, and their country name will be there. So this agency controls all this activities. So they are the national nodal agency. They protect, they do research and development on this thing, critical emergency issues. Okay. Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. That is the full form of certain. Indian Computer Emergency Response Team. This is a mandatory organization as per the UNCTRAL also. So every nation has this in case of any emergency. These people will take entire control of this. Then, uh, with regard to the issuing of license of digital signatures and all this, if there is a manipulation by other means for obtaining the license, it is also punishable. And there is a breach of confidentiality and privacy. Somebody says, I'm going to give you an medical insurance combined, life insurance combined with a medical insurance, or then there will be a mutual change transfer, and or you are going to, we'll give you shares of this much shares, and this can be done, and all this, provide us details, right? He will give us pittance, and he will take everything from data from us. And uh, all those things will be done by breach of confidentiality and privacy. That is also punishable, up to 3 years and 1 lakh. uh, that is like in bank contracts, in insurance contracts, medical contracts. Like when we go to a hospital, we sign an agreement saying that my medical details will be kept confidential. They will not be shared with others. So all those information, if there is a breach also, they are also a punishable offenses, and that is also uh, goes with the fine and imprisonment. And if they are not disclosing that, they will be sharing this to somebody else, like I said, what I said, like with the banks, and they are sharing it, that means that is also an offense. So that is also punishable with 3 years and 5 lakhs. issuing false certificate, digital certificate, signatures and electronic false certificate, that is also a thing. And all those offenses are there. And one interesting factor for the criminal side is that all offenses that is within 3 years are bailable. Okay, within 3 years are bailable. And uh, with this chapter 11, all the offenses have been comprehensively dealt with in the act, because the fine and punishment are very very huge. And in chapter 12 they go about talking about the exemptions for the intermediaries. Like, we cannot, if suppose some the service provider like Airtel or Vodafone is providing a platform to internet connection for us to move about, right? And there is some malpractices or some cybercrime has been committed, they should not be charged. They should not be made as a party to the suit for the case, because their platform is being used. So there should be an exemption. So that exemption is being given here. And chapter 11a is an they have a controller for examination of signatures and all these authorities that is there. Chapter 13 talks about the power of the police officer in case he wants to arrest somebody. He can do it even without a warrant for a cybercrime. Because if you're going to wait for there for them to get a warrant and all that, it's not happening. It's a fast world. Then, but there is also a stipulation is that he cannot hold the person who was arrested like that. He has to produce before the magistrate as soon as possible, right? And the most cases it is said like within 24 hours. So for maximum they can retain him till that day ends. Mm, and the electronic checks, transactions, cards, and all these things are also being dealt with the chapter 13. Government also has central government can direct the state government to give make laws or provisions, regulations, rules to regulate within their own state. So that provision is also being given. Uh,
Kavitaji, if you want to more time, we can have it on another date because we
no,
can.
that's all. I'm finished. The entire act is over.
Oh, I see.
That the
So
act
that
is very short.
we can have
So
some questions also.
yeah, that is what I'm. Yes, I'm just these are the comprehensive things that about the act. Anybody just can have a read through about what those acts are. It's just 25, 26 pages, about 80 sections. You can just go read it. Only thing is you have to keep comparing with the evolving technology and the crime, and how do we place it in the thing. As far as lawyers is concerned, complaint first to the complaint inspector as a superintendent of police, or a direct online complaint portal. And in case of bank frauds, we need to register a complaint with the concerned bank also. Even though you make a cyber complaint, you also need to make a complaint in the with the bank. So that is a very very essential fact over there. Okay, anything else you want to and one more thing I just want to say, many of us, like in the poll question I just asked you, if we love to watch movies, right? And free movies does not mean it is lawful. You should have subscribed to that particular, if it is Netflix or any other thing, you should have been a subscriber to use that. Or if those service providers are giving you the free view of that movie, then fine. But just going into prohibited sites, right, without their permission, you are watching movies, is also an offense. Okay. And copying that, downloading it, sharing it with your friends, and all that also is a offense. And it also comes under copyright act. It also we has to take there. Like online selling, we nowadays we sell from scrap to the gold or diamond. But arms cannot be sold like that. So it comes under offense under Arms Act. When there are special acts like that, the drugs cannot be sold. All these things, certain exemptions have been given now, but those special acts will apply there, right? So the one which is finally protecting is this General Data Protection Regulation Act 2000, protects the entire data which we have. That we need to know that. Um, the five, whether we know it or not, whether we like it or not, five people control us. You know who five people control us? The Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Facebook. So these five people, they have all access to all our data through one form or the other, because we are using the internet. So through the internet, they get our access to our thing, and they, from our data, from what we talk, what pictures they take from us, and all these things, they supply to their service providers. They market it. They sell it to their service providers. The key, including the keywords, not only our data, the keywords to them to contact us, market us, right? When we buy a smartphone, we know we are not buying a smartphone. The smartphone is not for sale. It is we are the person who is for sale. Our personal data, our personal things are being on sale. We should be cautious about that. Do keeping it secure, using it wisely, and keeping it confidentially is, and updating your knowledge on technology is the need of the hour for everybody. Thank you. Any questions? If
Okay. Yes, definitely there may be questions. Vijayata? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. You
Uh,
can.
it was marvelous, very informative class. But what happened is my net had some problem. So I was disturbed in the meanwhile. So I could not hear the full class. But however,
Okay.
highly informative. What we learned from the books, extra from that, what is getting is the importance of the class. We have got several things which we don't know. Only a small part I missed. But it is highly informative, very informative, especially for all the section of educates here.
thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that.
Shagan Vakile, you can unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
There's a question there. Can we take that question, Tangachan sir?
Yes.
Mr. Rajan, C. O.
Yes, you are.
Rajan. Every
Yes.
time I do an internet banking and online shopping, I'm so scared. What about the apps I downloaded in my mobile? Yeah. The question is that internet banking and online banking are supposed to keep us, the customer, the user, very safe. That is why the reason we are asked to give a OTP, the
Yes.
registered mobile OTP. That is one secure platform. You should not share your OTP. And the second thing is never click the remember my password. Okay. And never write your password. Sometimes people think they'll forget their password and they'll write it in a piece of paper, put it in the cover with the credit card or ATM card. Right? So that will be in their handbags or your purses, wherein everybody can see that. So don't keep in a place where everybody can see that. And the if you, in some of the credit cards, if you just see it, reverse it and see it, right, there will be a sequence of boxes with alphabets and numbers. We will be asked to provide those characters there. That is the second stage of security, right? Mostly in ICICI, Axis Bank, some of the other banks. We have the plank in the bottom of your card. If you could see, A for 12, A12, B15, C33. So they will give you in the column A, B, C, D. You have to put the appropriate number, seeing your card, and write it there. That sequence will never be the same always. Never be the same. It keeps changing every time. That is a protocol, gives you a secure platform. See, another interesting platform, everyday banking transaction is becoming safe. The bankers are becoming making it safer and safer. The RBI is giving out a guideline. For instance, if you take Indian Bank, I think State Bank also, if you log into your internet thing, it will say like we will take another browser and go to the thing. You would have opened Google Chrome and typed Indian Bank internet banking or State Bank internet banking. When you log into that, it will take you to another page, not just one tab, not one tab in the same page. So that if it is in the same page, another tab, that means it is the data in that particular display is being monitored and it is being watched. So they what they do is they bring in a pop up there, another Google Chrome page will pop up, and you will have to fill it up there. Okay, so that is another security form. And always please make sure you get a receipt for all these things, whether it's online or in real life. You have to get a receipt for that. First a reference number will be generated from the bank and the organization, trading organization. And second, there will be from the after the there will be a receipt. You should not confuse with the reference number and the receipt. The reference number is for the transaction number of transaction, which you will need to quote in case there is a fraud, or you have been cheated, or it has been manipulated. You need to quote that number there. So that is a reference number. You have to remember that reference number, and there is a receipt number, and there is a receipt which is also be preserved. When you're giving a cyber complaint, you have to give a hard copy as well as a soft copy of the same. So do not delete those mails or whatever it is there. Put it in the spam box in a separate place and just leave it. Don't delete it, because that will be required in future. Okay,
Madam,
is it clear?
I ask a question.
Yes,
One
sir.
doubt in email.
Yes.
In my email box, regularly so many advertisement and offer of medical insurance, everything will club. Daily come 15 or 16 or 20 emails with unnecessarily come into my inbox. How it can be controlled?
Yes.
Without my consent, so every day I have to get all of them are the insurance company or medical claims or everything come in my inbox. We have to search in official mail in time. We have to see the every day 30 unnecessary mails are coming in inbox. How it can be controlled?
Exactly. Sir, how was your visit last time you went to the hospital?
Pardon?
How was your visit last week? You went to the hospital? No.
No, I last in COVID period I never go to hospital.
No, the clinic you visited, no?
No.
One time you went, no?
One time.
Yeah, now I know how
That's
you went.
one time. Arogya Setu I enter into during the COVID period.
This is what is called social engineering. Okay, I never knew you went to hospital, or you went to you checked your
And also
Arogya Setu.
I am paying every car insurance in the online also.
Yeah. See, the Arogya Setu, every you install that app in your thing, it will every time you are prompted to see that, right?
Yes.
So it will send a message. This person is viewing this app for continuously. Say in an hour, you have just seen that app for 3 times or 4 times.
Yes.
Okay, so it will send a message. That is a marketing thing. You don't even have to click it. Even in the when you browse the Google Chrome, or you watch a video in the smartphone, if you keep looking at that for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, the video will start playing because it knows you are watching it, so it will start playing. Okay, so
Yes.
your message is already being taken, your information for marketing is being taken, that you are interested in health issues, you are interested in, you are thinking about health aspects, insurance, medical, home delivery of medicines, herbal medicine. You must have checked about Ayurveda, Siddha, and other medicines also. So you are interested in all those things. That particular thing is a marketing keyword. They will sell it to the service providers. Those service providers are sending you these mails.
Me again in
Okay,
my box.
how to get out of this means,
Yes.
at the end of this mail, if you could see, right,
Yes.
there will be in a very fine word, unsubscribe,
Yes.
right? You can unsubscribe that.
Yes.
Another thing is, you can go and designate them as spam.
Spam.
If you designate them as spam,
Yes.
you will not get it.
Okay.
Just give me a break. Huh?
തങ്കച്ചൻ
പറയൂ പറയൂ.
അല്ല ഒന്നുമില്ല, ഞാന് ഫുള്ളായിട്ട് കേട്ടു. ഞാൻ മനുഷ്യ വണ്ടിയിലായിരുന്നു.
വണ്ടിക്കകത്തായിരുന്നു.
ഗംഭീര ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു. ആൾക്കാരെ
നല്ല ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു, ഞാൻ കേട്ടു. നല്ല ക്ലാസ് ആയിരുന്നു.
കേട്ടോ. വെരി
അശോക്, ഏതായാലും നിങ്ങൾ എന്തോ ട്രിവാൻഡ്രത്ത് അടുത്തൊരു കാര്യമായിട്ടുള്ള ക്ലാസ് വരുന്നുണ്ടോ വേറെ ഏതെങ്കിലും? ഇപ്പൊ
Sorry.
വിജയനെ ഇറങ്ങുന്നുണ്ട് നമ്മള്.
അത് പറഞ്ഞു. ആ
ഓക്കെ, വേണു വക്കീലേ. വേണു.
Sir, did I answer your question? Ashokan sir.
Hello,
Yes,
hello.
Yes, madam.
Tangachan, I have unmuted.
Yes.
Class is a very good class. Actually, I am
Thank you,
extremely sorry to say that I missed the class really.
Oh, sorry.
It is at the last moment I could enter. I was engaged in the office, but I totally forget about the class itself. In fact, it is a great loss. Even from our practicing side, as a man in the present arena, everybody should know all these basic facts with regard to the online aspects.
Exactly.
Everybody should know.
Exactly.
The classes of such a valuable and precious facts are communicated to the participants. Really a very good class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Madam, please.
Yes.
Madam, please. E-Gazette. Madam already explained what is E-Gazette. Please give some more clarity in that aspect. E-Gazette.
See, E-Gazette, there will be at the state gazette and central gazettes.
Yes.
Publication of the government. Okay, empowering them to do it on e-platform.
Tangachan, any uneasiness, madam?
Appu.
Madam, if you have any uneasiness, we can.
Madam,
any
uneasiness for
Yes, no, she's taking. No. Okay, ma'am. You can please unmute yourself, ma'am. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
Madam,
Suddenly, Dhanachan sir,
are you okay?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine, sir. The thing is, I just forgot to have some water in between. The thing is, the power of the government to exhibit that in commercial internet platform, right? So we cannot go like name change and all these publications which we do, no, in government gazette. We cannot do that. Only display has been allowed. It's part of the e-governance project.
So we can print or take copy from the gazette.
You can take the user is allowed to take print copies, distribute, or you are permitted to do that. It is an official one. It doesn't even need a require an attestation.
Okay.
Even the birth certificate which you are doing, no, birth certificate, death certificate doesn't require a attestation of the officer, or a notary doesn't require. It will be written in the certificate itself. It doesn't require attestation because it comes with the number authorizing the particular user, the download, everything will be captured there in a QR code. It comes with a QR code. Okay, all those information is there in the QR code. So when you go and download it again also, it will give you another QR code. It will not give you the same number. If you take your EC also comes with the QR code. The download time, date, place, everything is embedded there. So you cannot manipulate that. If you manipulate the original one and take this print out, see, suppose somebody is downloading it and manipulates the content of the data of it, there's a QR code there. Okay, you cannot manipulate the QR code there. They can edit all these alphabets, statements and all that there. They are doing that and they are just submitting to an office there. The office, any officer or any individual with their mobile phones, there is a QR code read app that is there. Even visiting cards nowadays comes with a QR code. All our data are put in the QR code and you share your data with that in the form of a QR code. If somebody just scans the QR code, they will get their name, photo, email ID, everything which you like to share on your visiting card, it will be there. In same form, the QR code, if somebody is giving you a document downloaded like that from a government website, if you scan that on your mobile, you will be given an certificate saying it is authorized.
Okay, madam.
Okay. I think I think now we can conclude the session.
Yes. Yes. Madam is now
lots of questions are there.
About 2.5 hours, about 3 hours. അങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് വേണുവക്കീൽ തന്നെ ഒരു താങ്ക്സ് ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് വേണുവക്കീലെ ഒന്ന് അൺമ്യൂട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
Okay. Madam and all participants in the present today's class. In fact, it is a very good, informative and very good class for all. And as I said just now, it is not only a class to the educates, but it is a class which is required to be learned by all in the present situation, especially in the field of electronic medias. In fact, as I said earlier, I am really sorry I couldn't participate because I forget about the class, and just now when I get it remembrance, I joined the class, and it is at the last moment. By participating only for 10 or 15 minutes, I could understand what would have been delivered in the till that moment. It would be definitely a very good class. Anyhow, on behalf of All India Lawyers Union Kannur District Committee, I express very much thanks and thankful to Madam for giving such a valuable class to all the participants, and especially other participants also. I express thanks to all the participants, as well as once again to Madam for giving such a very valuable and precious class to all the participants. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Tangachan sir. Tangachan sir, if you could launch that poll before we finish it, so it will be a concluding one. If
that is a
feedback
relaunch.
form.
Relaunch. Is it
Relaunch the poll, second poll,
second
evaluation poll, the feedback poll.
feedback?
No. Close this poll, please.
Yes.
Feedback poll.
From where would I get it? I don't know. From where? The polls, I'll get it from the poll.
Poll, you click poll.
Okay.
The poll number 2.
Poll number 2. Poll number 2, I can't see now. I think maybe some problem with when I am saving the.
Yeah, it's all right. If it's not there, it's fine.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you very much. I had a great time with you all. Probably we can just meet up some other time if you can bear up.
Definitely, we should take another.
Yes, definitely, madam. Definitely, madam.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.